Tonight I'm going to start working on enemy AI. Um, let me just get set up over here. Usually I do the whole setup and takes a couple of minutes. All right, I've never done AI before, I'm just going to jump right into it. All right, so what I'd like the AI to start doing right now, it's moving. It's moving one, one value in the X and one value in the Y at a time right over here. It's not really chasing the player around. So what I'd like it to do is chase the player around, but really slowly. So let's load, get this thing started. Yeah. Load, and then load this and then run. So we'll just take a look at where it's heading. Probably gotta fix that too. Oh, and then I reset that over there. Okay, so let me reset these values first, and then we'll get back to this over here. Okay, so negative altitude. This, I think the AI shows up at around 50, 30. I'm gonna set this to 40. Okay. So we want to show up right around there, and then yeah, that's fine for the weight because then it could chase us around. All right, and here we are. And then for starters, at the beginning, negative altitude 173. I'm pretty sure at 175 the game ends. So I think that's that's as close to where we can set it. That's gonna be pretty bad if we have to wait that long in between each one, which I don't think that calculation is correct either. Alright, there it is. So there's the enemy AI, and it just randomly appears from one direction. But if it always appears in that direction, unless I didn't set it randomly. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there it is. It is random. Okay. We just got unlucky a couple of times. Okay, so it's attacking us. So what I'd like it to do is I'd like to chase us around a little bit because it's just showing up and then only going in one direction. So there we go. All right, so this is where it's showing up. Okay, so this is going to tell us whether it's supposed to go right or left depending on where it's appearing. But the issue is we don't need it to chase us right or left. We just need it to chase the player around. So I got to figure out where how to make it knowledgeable about the player's position. We probably don't want it to appear random. Well, maybe we want it to appear randomly, depending on which side you're on. But then we definitely want it to start chasing the player around. It also has to respect the player's speed. It doesn't have to necessarily respect the speed of the whole level shifting up, but it's got to respect the player's speed. Whereas if you move away from it, like you zoom forward and it goes above the screen, then it kind of just disappears. So we have to do that also. So I got to figure out how that works as well. All right, so here's the add new evil green raindrop. Okay, this is the enemy, and then we get the start, which side it's going to appear on start, and if it's going to appear on left or right. And now over here, we have the self.x and the self.x. Okay, so so what we probably need is something that takes in, something that tells it what the next step to do, right? Because you're either going to add one or subtract one from the x or the y, and then you get your movement from there. And we're probably going to want to increase by 1 every single time, or less than 1, maybe 1 every other time. But this is going to be dependent on where the 1-up position is. 1up.min, 1up.x, and 1up.y. Okay, so what we probably want is if the x value, if 1up.x is greater than self.x, then we want to add 1. So does it matter if you're this side or the other side? No, probably doesn't. So we could probably get rid of these statements, this statement, and then this statement, and then else. So maybe we don't need an entire function. But, always got to try this out before, committing to it. Okay. If 1up is greater than self, then self-x1. Else, and then there's an end over here. So we probably don't need this part. There we go. All right, let's try this out. And then the score tabulation is going to be painful to get through. So I apologize. But we will fix that. I think that has to be tabulated like faster. Okay, so I changed my position. Nothing happened over there. Oh, you know what? I didn't load it. That was probably it. It's like while this is loading, while this is counting, I could probably like... Ah! It's chasing me around. Okay, so now it's going. Alright, so it's gotta... So it's only going in one direction that way. Doesn't appear to be any different. So it's just doing one direction in that way. So what's going to happen with the x value? The x value has to be, I guess, the x value probably has to be lower, maybe. I know there's a hit token. I think there's an odd even thing that we have somewhere up here. Let's see. Pretty sure it's cloud token, but I could be wrong about that. Let me look it up. Let's see. If cloud token yeah, I think the cloud token is the one we use for odd evens. Yeah, there it is. It's once over there and once over there. Yeah, this one over here. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that has nothing to do with clouds. So we're going to do that over here. If cloud token mod 2, it's one of these, mod 2 equals 0, then we're going to do that. So now it's every other. All right, so now it's going to come down every other one, but this one, what we probably want is we probably want it to go faster if it's further away and slower if it's closer. Kind of like an elastic AI. So I guess we could try this. Well, if we try this out, we have to sit through the score tabulating, which wasn't working before. Which we could probably do a really quick fix right now, just to get it past that point. This is all new added code. There we go. And this is probably what's making the all right, we'll try this out. See if that works. But it's probably this line of code that's messing us up with score tabulating. All right. Let's just try running it and see what it looks like. Yep. Just like I thought. Possibly. Now it's going down. There's also no way to get rid of it. Yeah, there's also no way to fly away from this thing. The only way is to dodge it, which I would like to be able to fly away from it. Although I guess dodging it is is perfectly acceptable. Although once you're past it, I guess it tries to come up at you, and the only way is to go super fast unless you can't. Yeah, we're getting close, actually. All right, so if it's greater than, then chase after it. If the y value, though, is, if the y value is if you're greater than the y value, though, we probably want to stop right there. This also has to respect, the y value also has to respect the player's speed. So maybe the yeah, self.y is that. Now we probably don't want to do this thing for that. We probably want to increase it, and then I'm pretty sure the player has a speed. It's a 1-up speed or something like that. Let's see, 1-up dot speed. A new rain. No, a new droplet. That's not that. Add 1-up. Maybe it's called add 1-up. No. What's the name of the player? Add new drone. Add new droplet. That's for a regular droplet. Girder is over there. It's probably this one right here. First raindrop. There it is. Okay, first raindrop. We have a speed. How is that speed calculated? Self.speed. Okay. Okay, plus equals 1-up dot speed. This is probably going to be very difficult. So it probably has to be some type of multiplier below this, I would imagine. Yeah, let's try this out. Oh yeah, and what did I fix this thing? All right, what did this used to be before? Thing. Score. Okay, makes sense. Okay, probably have to work on that a little bit, but that's a little bit better just for this purpose. We'll get the score fixed later. Whoa! Okay, so now it's increasing, but not really getting a chance to chase us because it's like just appearing out of the one corner. Yeah. So we could do a couple of things. One, we could not have it come from the complete one side or the other side. We could have it come from any random place in the center. That's a possibility. The other one we could do is, yeah, not have it come from any other place. The other one is, speed up and slow down. I guess this is. It's gonna have to have its own speed. I think it can't be dependent. No, we gotta keep that part. Yeah, it can't be dependent on the one-up speed. It has to have its own speed and it has to have its own, method of chasing. It can only try to direct against the player. So, so I think what we had before was good. If cloud token mod 2 equals 0, then have it come, then have it show up really slowly. Okay, so we're pretty much at where we were before, but if you go underneath it, then we probably want it to chase upwards as well. So if oneup.y is greater than self.y, then add 1. Else y minus equals 1. Probably do something like that, and we could probably turn this into a function like get position. But we gotta test this out first, because I'm not sure how what the behavior is exactly going to look like yet. All right. Yeah, there we go. 2 of them. I can't deal with 2 of them. And and they got me. Alright, so is it just challenging or is it unbeatable? I don't know, let's take a look. Alright, there's another one. Yeah, it probably is beatable. It's just it's more like the ghosts in Pac-Man where they won't stop, but except they have no like sleep phase. Okay, so when you press the down button, if the one-up player, or if the person presses the down button, when I press the down button, then it has to not be able to track the chase after that. And I think that will have it. Got me again. All right. Okay, so if the so now if the person presses down though. All right, so how do we want to do this? First, we'll check out to see if the first raindrop knows when it's knows when the down button is being pressed, because we have a whole bunch of logic over here that tells us that it makes a determination on that. right? So where are we going to send this function? Are we going to turn this into a function? Or is there a property on here that we kind of use that we can take the player's speed or acceleration, self-acceleration, and send that? So if the acceleration is greater than 1, then maybe we subtract the 1-up's acceleration off of this, because otherwise we have to repeat this entire logic to check for this button press on the other one, on the evil raindrop, and then just send it flying up or something. So maybe we could just use this acceleration thing. Let's see, where's the acceleration? Negative altitude, weight to speed, self that accel time 45, accel shake. And then we have accel minus equals 1. So they might come crashing down on us, except that they get deleted after a certain point right over there. So maybe what we could do is, okay, so that's like calculating the position of where they're going to try to chase you. If, oh, well, we could do that. 1-up self.y minus equals 1-up dot accel. Try that. I think it's called accel, yeah. All right, we can try this. See if it works. Gotta load it. There we go. All right. So I said it should be at least 100 points over here. Yeah, so I probably have to fix that. Probably broke something over there. Alright, now let's see where this, yeah, there it is. It's got to be a little more, you got to need a little bit more acceleration than that to shake the evil raindrop off, though. Or the raindrop has to move quicker. Yeah, that's probably what we need. Okay, so we could get rid of this cloud token thing. Get this evil raindrop moving faster. And then we have to multiply this accel, or, you know, like dent it somehow. So we probably do a -1 over there. If it's greater than, well, what does the accels go up to? Accel plus equals 1? Yeah, plus equals 1. And I think accel toggle is whether we're showing exhaust. No, that's exhaust. Accel time. So it's accel -1. Okay, so that's if the button is not equal to down, because that's going right up there. So we probably want to do is Excel minus equals 1. So what we probably want to do over here is have some type of condition that says if it's 0, then don't subtract anything. Don't subtract anything else. So if one up dot Excel is equal to 0, if it's less than 1, yeah. If it's less than 1, yeah. If it's greater than 0, probably something like this. All right, let's try this out. See if it works. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about right. As far as like chill level difficulty. Really, the evil green raindrops should be absorbing each other. If you think about it. Alright, I don't know. Just taking a quick break over here. I'll get right back to it. And it's back. Okay. Alright, so now it's kind of too hard because I can't shake this thing. I don't have enough, I can't store up enough juice in order to shake this thing, or enough water. And it got me. Yeah, so I think we're gonna have to bring that other thing back where it was every other, just slow it down a little bit. So if cloud token mod 0, yeah, I don't know what that was. Mod 0 equals, I know, mod 2 equals 0. Then do this stuff. All right, yeah, let's try this out. And it got me again. All right, because it's like it's kind of like a chill game the whole time, you know, where you're like, you know, I'm chilling. Got chill wave music, chill scenes, chill rain. It's dropping. Everything is chill, you know? Like, you don't have to stress out about it and make it unbeatable. But I think right now there's going to be a fine line between yeah, so this is a problem. It's a fine line between unbeatable and too easy. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'm gonna leave the upper atmosphere, and so there's I'm pretty sure it's related to the speed. I think what we could probably do is, just so it's beatable, make this speed thing variable, so it's not dependent on a cloud token of how often this runs. It's dependent on the weight. So if the one-up weight, so what we need is some type of multiplier. We need like the self multiplier or something like that, like a what is this? Y mult equals 1 normally. Okay, so we have a y1, y multiplier equals 1. So we don't need this. But what we do need to do is we need to calculate this y multiplier. So if the 1up dot weight is greater than 20, then y multiplier equals 1. Else, I don't know, y multiplier equals 0.5, maybe? I don't know if we could do half, you know, 0.5 in there. I'm not sure if that's actually going to work, but we could try it out and see what happens with it. Add equal green. Okay, if 1up weight is 20. Oh yeah, there it is. Plus equals y mult self. And then this one, plus equals self y multiplier. And then this one is self dot y multiplier. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, so just maybe make the speed a little more elastic. Delta y is greater than delta y. Self dot y multiplier. Y mult. Oh, there it is, right there. Semicolon or comma. Am I above 20 right now? I thought it was below 20, but it seems like... Oh, there it is. Yep. So it's all the way at the end. So this is probably below 20. And now it's very challenging. There we go. So you are able to fend them off. If you get although we probably have to have a time limit also, so if you're successfully able to dodge this thing after however many times, then it just gives up. Just trying to shake it off right now. Don't seem to be able to. Got me. Alright, so timer, yeah, so we need a timer. Lifetime equals, so it's 30 ticks every second. So if you want it to last for, I don't know, 20 seconds is long enough. 15 seconds? 12 seconds? 12 seconds. 12 times 30. And then at the update, at the end of every update, self.lifetime minus equals 1. If self.lifetime is less than 0, then delete evil green from self from evil green, and then we got to make sure that there's a comma up here. So that's 12 seconds. Well, that's just, it's probably don't want to delete it. What we probably want to do is just send it off in some direction, or just like fly away. But I guess we could try out, see what deleting looks like. It's just gonna like blank out, which I'm not sure is the best. You know, I'm not sure it's the best user experience type thing. You know, like gameplay wise, it's not gonna be the best if your enemy just kind of instantly blanks out of existence and just gives up. But we'll try it out. Okay, almost at it. Alright, maybe we can keep this thing going for, no, almost. Alright, there we go. Yep, there it is. And it just blanks out and it's like, where did it go? So, it's not the best. Could probably do a little bit better. Alright, so instead of blanking out, you could like try to go up 3 pixels at a time. If we set this above over here, right after this multiplier runs, and we calculate the multiplier, we could do this. If self.lifetime is minus equals 1, right? And if it's less than 0, then self.y multiplier equals 3. and then it kind of just flies off the screen, goes away. We can see what that looks like. Although 12 seconds was a little bit short. Probably do 15, 18 seconds, something like that. It's like right now, I feel like, there it is. Too big. That's my fault. All right. Whoa. And then it chases after you because it's... So the X has to freeze also in position. Otherwise it's just gonna go, like, going for the kill, you know, it's gonna be a lot more aggressive. Oh, when it got me, it sent me all the way back up before we had enemies. Nope. Yeah, there it is. So it becomes alright, so we can't do the y multiplier over there because it's subtracting, right? Self.y multiplier if it's chasing the this thing around. So we can't do that. If self.lifetime is less than 0, then y multiplier is equal to 3. Now, actually, we probably want it to come over here right before all these calculations. We don't care about the multiplier. We just care about y and x. So self.y minus equals 3, and self.x, well, it doesn't change. It doesn't. So there's plus equal and minus equal. Oh, we don't have visibility into what the previous value of x was. Though we could put that in there. We could leave it out and see what it looks like without it. Okay, yeah, there you go. So it's still moving around, but eventually it's going up, and then when it goes up high enough, it gets deleted. Okay, chases you around. So this is what, I think 12 seconds? Yeah. So we probably want something like 18 seconds. There we go. Now that seems about right. Okay, so get this thing to chase you for 18 seconds instead of just 12 seconds. And then what would be even more evil, this is the evil green raindrop, is if it captured the somehow captured the rain droplets that you're trying to capture as well, if you're both after the same resource. So let's figure out how that works. I think that's in these droplets. Somewhere over here, right? Well, it does a sound effect, so that's a drone sound effect. Screen share, critical hit, overlay, huge splash. All right, this has got to be it. Oh, awesome! It's in this. It's in the add new droplet thing. Okay, so if self.weight is equal to 0 now, that's probably not it. I think it's like, I thought it was like sound effect 2 or something. Huge splash particles. No, that's not it. If self.weight equals 0. Okay, so if self.weight or self.y, self.weight equals 0, then so each droplet has a weight. And when the 1-up comes in contact with it, when the 1-up comes in contact with it, it reduces its weight down to 0 and the score is equal to 1. Okay, so what we need to do is if any of the other ones come in contact with it, any of the evil green rain droplets come in contact with it, then it reduces its weight down to 0, but it doesn't increase the score. So that's doable right here. So we just need one of these for loops over here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so for every E in all of evil green, do this. E.update. Do we want to update it, or do we want evil green to hold this information? Because either way, because then we would have to send. Now we probably want this function to handle it for us. So let's try doing that. So it's probably going to be all of this stuff and all of that stuff. Okay, so it's not going to be OSX min, it's going to be emin. It's going to equal e.x ey max. Okay, min and max. Well, there's not going to be a min and max. It's just going to be the, because there's no size over there. So ex min. Oh yeah, there's going to be a min and max. Okay, so ex min is going to be ex minus 1 and plus 1, because the sizes, there's only one size. And then e dot y Okay, got the ex self x, ex min, ey max. Then, not going to change that at all. Not going to change that. I'm going to change that. And then, if the self weight is equal to 0, that would be kind of fun if the if the evil green also made the sound. Probably gotta move it down a little bit. Maybe around this area. Okay. No, it's not. Not getting them. Okay, got close though. Okay, so if for E and all evil green do this. I don't think self weight is recalculated again. Yeah. For E and all evil green, do that, and now we have E.x and x minus 1 plus 1 plus 1. I think this is supposed to translate over, right? I think the variables are scoped, like the self variables are scoped in this location. These are local. I could call them out by being local. I think that might marks the spot. Hey, what's going on? Dropping rain. It's been a little bit. E.x marks the spot. Okay, let's try that and see if that works. Alright, now I did have to... Okay, there we go. Got one on my tail. Oh yeah, and now we wanted to try to get it to get those dots to make it even more challenging. Yeah, I don't think it's capturing those other droplets, which would be like, you know, it's not 100% necessary, but I feel like it would be a nice, cool little effect, where it's like, well, I mean, it starts out not that aggressive. You know, like, it starts out pretty easy. I can show you another one. The Nemesis? Where is that from? Oh, Resident Evil. Oh yeah, that's right. Resident Evil 3. Oh no, Resident Evil 3. I never played 3. I remember Resident Evil 1. No, or maybe it was 2? I don't know, it was one of the earlier Resident Evils. But it was like the last boss was by the train as you're trying to leave. Yeah, exactly. So like there's back off, right? There's an 18-second back off, which I kind of took from Pac-Man. Pac-Man has this time period where the ghosts kind of go to sleep. Yeah, Resident Evil 3 had this like train scene where this giant, like, you know, monster type thing. It wasn't even a zombie anymore, it was just a monster. It was like chasing you. I remember that from Resident Evil. Alright, well, so you got me in a bad section. Okay. Well, I guess that can get old pretty quick. But that's that part right there. That's exactly where I took it from. Was from Pac-Man. The other thing is the spawn rate for these enemies looks pretty high, so I'm gonna have to reduce that. I'm gonna have to, or increase the rate at which they spawn. Because once you get into this pattern, there's kind of no way out of it. Because you can't downward accelerate, and you're using up your stuff, you're using up your water, as you try to go down. So yeah, this thing is. All right, I'll show you the. Let me show you the other section. Basically, I just have to restart this. But first, let's look at this respawn rate. Yeah, let's do 250 for the drone token. All right. So, all right, now check this out. Yeah, this is the first level. You're familiar with this one. Okay. So if you have a lot of stuff and you're just, you know, chilling and soaking over here and collecting it, it's like, all right, enemy's gone. You press down, enemy's gone. Enemy, down, gone. Right? So there's like no challenge there until you're like, all right, I'm done with this level. I just wanna fast forward, zoom through the entire game. You fast forward through like half of the level. Well, I guess this is not a good example because I collected too many things, and now I'm already into the girder section. So I gotta try over again. But we're gonna blow through a little bit more water than normal. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we were zooming down, right? Okay, enemy's gone. Waiting for the next enemy. Enemy's gone. Missed a few raindrops over here. Enemy's gone. Right? Not that challenging until you find yourself in like dire straits, like now, right? Alright, yeah, okay, well not that time, but you know, it's gotta be a little more dire than that. Okay, now the enemy's got you. The enemy's got their sights on you, and they're not gonna let you go. So if it gets to this point, you know, you're basically host. And it's like, how do you gain any droplets now? When you got this thing on your tail. I guess it is possible now that the respawn rate is not as high. So, okay. Well, now it becomes very tricky to do. So I guess it's there's a asymmetric AI then. Honestly, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, Some people are just gonna want to chill, and other people are gonna want to challenge. I think we're pretty good over here with this level of AI-ness. Difficulty, AI difficulty. I would like to make this AI eat the raindrops, though, just like the player, the first player is able to do. Oh, you only want one raindrop? Oh, because then otherwise two of them are gonna eat both of them. The other thing I was thinking though was that it's acid rain. They should be able to merge together into one if they touch each other. But what that could look like is they could you could just delete one if one touches the other. So I was thinking that's the way to get rid of two, to not have too many of them at the same time. Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's try this out. First, I would like those evil raindrops to eat the regular drops. So yeah, merge and make a bigger one. We could do that. I think right now I'm drawing. I think it's a sprite right now, just because I wasn't sure what to do. Yeah, it's a sprite, so I can make that not a sprite and have it grow bigger. That is a possibility. Let's take a look at the. Let's take a look at the other thing first. The droplet, right? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so in the droplets, there's this thing where I'm trying to get the evil green raindrop. Calculate the min and max for the evil raindrop. And just like we're doing over here for 1UP, right? OSX min, max, basing it off of 1UP x. Calculate that and see if you're, oh, so that's the reason why it's not equal. I think we're using a fraction over here, and this thing is only using integers. Let me check that out though. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this multiplier right over here. To get that to so what I think we have to do is just put a floor on every single one of these. Probably easier, quicker way to do that with some type of command, but I got it done. All right, let's try that out and see if we could just get this thing to. Alright, let's see if they even appear over here at this altitude. They might not appear at this altitude. I might have went down too far. Yeah, I'm not seeing one. So let's reset. Alright, just gotta get this thing in the path. Well, right now, it's harder than it... No, didn't work. I don't think. No, that was me. No, that one should have... Yeah, it should have got those two. So it's not getting those for some reason. X minus equals 1. Local, EX. Yeah, that's what I need. Floor of E dot X. And local EY equals floor E dot Y. So I'm probably going to just throw throw print statements at this thing, trying to figure out what everything is, where everything is. If this doesn't work right over here, because I can't figure out what this thing is seeing. Right? Add new droplet. Unless I lose scope of self in this thing, in which case I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. The other thing, now let's see. This thing runs every single time with the value of self. So, but this thing is global, so it's pulling this out of the global scope. So what I could do is I can make these local SX and local Y, just for the purpose, I can make these variables just for the purpose of pushing this into this this thing. The problem is updating this thing right over here, self.weight. That has to be equal to self.weight. Unless I local SW is going to look really is not going to make any sense if I go to read this later. Self.weight right over here, and then self.weight right after this whole thing equals SW. That's not going to make any sense if I go to read it later, but that may get around this issue over here. It also reads better, like right down the line over here. That might work. I'll try it out though. Or it might crash. That's another possibility. We might get a runtime error right there. Alright, I was close, but I couldn't get that. No. Almost. But I don't think that this thing is actually getting the, yeah, It's not getting the raindrops. Just getting me. How does that thing work then? Somehow it gets me. Where is that check being done? Yeah, right over here. One up hit. Saying that one up hit is being done, but that calculation is happening inside of the evil green rain droplets function over here. Yeah, we're not trying to pass the scope in and out or anything crazy like that. But yeah, it's happening. Yeah, it's happening right here. Min, max, hit token, one up hit. And then we're able to collect it, so the one up is able to collect it just by doing the same basic thing. Right over here. Add new droplet. By doing the same basic thing, one up weight plus equals self.weight equals 0. And that's what we have to do, self.weight equals SW, which should work over here, but maybe this thing shouldn't mess it up because we're not doing anything. Okay, so at this point, I have to put print statements over here. All right, so there's the drone token, which I don't think I need anymore because I'm done with that one. So we're going to print EX and EY over here. All right, you're going to print EX and EY. One's going to go at 16, the other one's going to go at 19. And then print drone token. We don't need this one anymore. All right, let's try this. Alright, as soon as this thing shows up, we should get some kind of printout. Yeah, right there. Nothing. Not executing over there? Yeah, we're not executing. That entire block is not getting executed. Alright, why is that? Evil green. Okay, so we add the new droplet. Obviously, this is going to be non-existent. Evil green is going to be non-existent. Or it's going to be empty, so there's not going to be anything in there. But eventually there will be something in there. Yeah, in the second stage, we've got evil green. And then we've got droplets over here. So here's add new droplet. Okay, so let's figure out where this is right now. For all E and evil green, do this. X. Alright, so this has got to be that EX and EY. Self-weight, and there, and then there. Okay, so the reason why nothing was happening before is because we're not even getting into this block, so nothing's getting printed. Because what should be happening is for every droplet that shows up after this thing, after there's at least one evil green, then this should be getting printed for every single one of them. Yeah, but nothing was happening before. So why not? So we're calling update over here. Self.x, self.y. So wait, we didn't get it. It's still going to be falling. And we should at least be getting, even if this is 0 or blank or something like that, we should at least be getting this text over there. But we weren't getting that text. So that means that this that it's not jumping in over here. For E and all evil green. I don't know. Evil green is in here. It's globally scoped, which is the whole thing has access to it. Unless it has to be in the init also, and it's not in the init. Which I didn't think it had to be, but you know, I'll try it out. Who knew getting something else? It's like kind of like a second player. It's kind of like putting a second player in the game. Just getting something else to get the raindrops that you're trying to capture is like would be like that difficult. All right, there it is. Nope, didn't get it. On the one hand. On the other hand, oh, we might have to like wait around for a little bit. Okay, so this thing, the new droplets have to be spawned. Well, that blows that theory out of the water. So oh, there it is. I saw it. I saw it get one. I 100% saw that. So what happens is the droplets that are running that code are spawned before that thing. You know, one is being spawned than the other, like before the other. So one doesn't know about it. Like some of them don't know about it. Like some of these might know about it. but the likelihood that you're going to run into one, yeah, there it is. So that one doesn't. Yeah, there it is. That got one. Yeah, there you go. You saw it too. Okay, yeah, so it got one of them. But the likelihood that it, like... So I think what that means is that the calculation for the whether you're going to capture the rain droplet has to happen in the evil green raindrop, not in the droplet itself. Because the droplet itself will have existed before the evil green raindrop was spawned. So I don't think it was that. I think it was... So all this code over here, we're gonna have to like reverse the logic somehow. Okay, so for all E, so what we're gonna have to do is for all the other way of the logic. So I think this entire block was written just for that, yeah. Oh, no, wait, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that either, okay. This entire block was written just for that. Okay, and now the other block was evil green. Yeah, over here. Whoa, yeah, that was pretty deep. I was like, I gotta reverse the logic. Reverse the polarity. Scotty, reverse the polarity. Update over here. Okay, so we're going to delete the evil green raindrop. We're not going to delete the evil green raindrop over here. We're going to, over here, this is the one-up hit. That's why it works over there. So somehow we have to reverse this logic over here. Okay, so it's not for all E, it's for all... I'm only one raindrop, Captain. I'm giving her all she's got. Scotty was the head engineer, though. You know, I mean, I'm gonna go off on a slight tangent. Scotty was the head engineer. He had a whole engineering team underneath him. He wasn't only one, you know, one Starfleet officer. He had an entire team. I don't even, that's why I don't think you heard Geordi say that at all in the Next Generation, because he had an entire team underneath him. You know, there were times like, you know, I started off with, you know, we talked about the 90s before. I started off with the Next Generation. There were times where Geordi had to give out orders to his, you know, subordinate engineers, and you know, he gave accurate estimates, which I guess that would be more of the science fiction part of it, giving accurate estimates for how long something's actually going to take. Let's see. For DR and all droplets do, yeah. So, but you know, he had an entire team underneath him. He could have, you know, delegated to the rest. I mean, maybe they were trying to show that Kirk was the only commanding officer and he was the only one in command. But you know, Scotty had an entire team of engineers underneath him. However, whatever it was, he did manage to, you know, pull the feet off and get it done at the end of the day. All right, so for every droplet, do this. We have to reverse the logic. So self is not this anymore. Self, it's self.x. Anywhere where we saw an E. And I guess that could be evil now that we're calling self this. We don't need this section over here. We don't need that either. We do need this stuff, though. Okay, and then self is not this. This one is dr.x. dr.x, dr.y. And then this is not self-weight, this is dr.weight. And we don't have to worry about this one either. Okay, so maybe we can reach into the other object and change it from this object, because they're getting spawned at different rates. All right, let's try this out. Alright, there it is. Nope, didn't work. Alright, maybe this next one we'll be able to see a little bit better. Get some more debugging in here. Oh, I need to get like at least one. Alright, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Nah, I didn't get it. Okay, so what's the problem over here? Okay, so this one, you cycle through all the droplets for every evil green. Yeah, I know. For every evil green, cycle through all the droplets. Okay, so self.x, maybe it's these locals that is messing us up. And we're trying to reverse the logic over here. So then we've got this thing. Okay, so then we've got if the droplet.x is greater than ex min dot y. Oh, I see. Because it's the size. It's not just one. It has to be directly in the... It can't just be touching the edges. So this has to be all 8s, probably. 8. Those have to be all 8s. And then we could do ex min, ex max, ey min, ey max. And the droplet weight has to be equal to 0. That could have been the problem last time, and we just happened to... No, but there was times where like it was directly on there. It was like completely over the thing, and it didn't take it. But then another one that came down later took it. So this probably has to be it, because the droplets are being spawned after, before the green rain droplet is spawned. But since this one is the green rain droplet is being spawned, it should capture all of the droplets, including the ones that were spawned before and after it. Okay, so I'm going to try this first and see if we can change the droplet weight. The other issue is we're changing this droplet weight outside of it. Equals 0. That's probably not going to do it, because you have to, then there's a timing issue also. Self.weight equals 0. Yeah, there's a timing issue over here where if you hit it, if you hit something else, you're not going to get it. So what we need is this remove function over there. we need to call the remove function, basically. Which we can call the remove function on this particular droplet, delete droplet self. We can call the remove function, but it's only going to remove it. It's not going to make the sound effect. Unless self.weight is also equal to 0. Maybe that might work. I could try it. We could do both. dr dot weight. All right, so call that, turn the weight down, and then call dr remove, and then try that. That might work because you're calling one right after the other. All right, the anticipation, it's like I feel like we spend more time like waiting for the test to run than actually working on it in a lot of cases. Ah, there it is. That was it. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Yeah. Except now it's like 8 and it's eating all of them. No, yeah, there it is. And you're like, what? That thing is eating my raindrops? That's really mean AI. Why would you program something like that? Ah. Okay, and now they should be able to eat each other. So they should be able to merge with each other. So if an evil green sees another evil green, well, how are they going to know that there's two evil greens occupying the same time at the same yeah. Cannot occupy the same space at the same time. This is a time cop issue. But one is going to be spawned, and then the other one is going to be spawned, and it's not going to know about the other one. So, so that's one issue. The second issue is with time cop. Recently, it's been research has been shown that that every atom in a person's body is like changed out every year or something like that, or every cell is like, or every molecule is changed out like once a year. So a year later, you're a completely different person because you've like exchanged all of your molecules with the rest of the environment. If that was true, then Time Cop wouldn't actually have happened the way it did at the end of Time Cop. If you've seen Time Cop, or if you haven't seen Time Cop already, and I'm spoiling it for you, I mean, it's been a while. It's been out for a while. If you had no intention of seeing Time Cop because it had really bad Rotten Tomatoes ratings, then I guess I did you a favor. Based on this, you're going to be able to you're going to be able to determine what the outcome is. Okay, so there you go. Well, no, it's not. No, that's just spoiling a 30-year-old movie. It's spoiling a 30-year-old movie that people might have no intention of watching. In addition to that, did you see Time Cop dropping rain? Okay. If did we talk about this before? Because I don't remember. This is the first time. This is the when you said I know you did. This is the first time that I'm remembering that you talked about, that you saw it. Oh, we probably have talked about Time Cop already. Okay, so if E dot, we have to we have to, I guess, run through all of the E's every single time. For all E in all evil green, do E dot update. For it's not E, it's E1, E2 in all evil green. So for each one, run through your entire list again and see if anything, are we going to calculate min and maxes? I guess we have to, just like we did before. Why did you need a Jean-Claude Van Damme to do the job? What I never got about Time Cop was, why did you need a Jean-Claude Van Damme to do the job? Oh, you're talking about the whole entire print. I'm talking about the. I mean, it doesn't even make any sense because you're traveling through time, But yeah, like well, oh, you're saying Jean-Claude Van Damme in Time Cop, he was previously in a war and he was a veteran, but you needed him to do the job. Or why did you need? Is that your question? Why did you need a person that was previously in a war, or is your question, why did you need a person to go back in time in the first place? I guess that's your question, or I'm not sure which one it is. So that's the first thing. Second thing is former. Why did you need a previously? Well, I mean, somebody's got to do the job. Somebody's got to go through time. Oh, he was super chill under pressure, right? So in the movie, he's like sitting in the time pod, ready to jump forward into the portal to travel through time, right? And he's chewing this like black chewing gum, and he takes it out of his mouth and he pushes the button, and they look at his heart rate and nervous meter or something like that. They have this nervous meter, and Jean-Claude Van Damme's like pretty much almost asleep. He's like, yeah, I've done this tons of times. And his nervous meter's like this. But then the girl that he's going with, her nervous meter is all across the place. And then one of the scientists says you got to keep your nerves under control in order to time jump correctly. I think I only saw it once personally. Yeah, he was actually a cop. He was like a cop, a time cop. I mean, that could be the only justification of why it had to be specifically him. Let's see. Okay. For E2 in all evil green, so this is every other droplet, no, every other evil green raindrop has to determine if it's going to be on a collision course with itself. Alright, so I don't need this one. These if statements are going to be hard to keep track of. Like, was he actually a cop? Yeah, he was a cop. Yes. I don't know if I answered that question. Yes. What was yeah, so that's why it had to be him. Why did you need a time cop to do the job? Why did you have to police the past? I have no idea. And then the physics of it, okay, let's say there was the possibility of traveling through time. When he met himself, he would have been able to, touch himself because they couldn't occupy the same space at the same time. The same matter cannot occupy the same space at the same time. That now we learn that that's incorrect because they are different matter. And that's why we know why, that now we can explain why time cop was wrong. All right, so for E2, so we want to go through every single E2 and see if any of the E1s are occupying the same space at the same time as the E1s. E, and then, yeah, E. Any of the E1s are occupying the same space at the same time as the E2s. So for every one of those, cycle through every one of these and figure out if it's the same. So if just going to try this one just to see if they end up occupying the same space at the same time. If E dot X equals E2 dot X and E dot Y equals E2 dot Y, then E dot remove, and then we probably want to break out of that loop. How do you break out of a loop in Lua? Break out of a loop in Lua. Okay, break. And end. Okay, so that looks good. All right, so for all evil green, update. All evil green, do if EX equals E2 and EY equals E2Y, then E remove and break. All right, so do we have a remove function in this thing? No, we don't. It's P, and then we need a remove function. And we wanted it right here. Yeah. Remove equals function self del evil green self And okay, there we go. All right. We break out of this loop, and then we're done. Okay. So now we have to we have to make this part last long enough that we get 2 evil green raindrops. Unless they're not going to show up when we broke something, where they're not going to, because it's going to equal itself. That's it. You're looping through one, and you're looping through the other. And yeah, you're looping through one, you're looping through the other. And you're gonna run into yourself. So I wonder if there's like an object identifier or something like that we could prevent that from happening. I don't know. This one seems like a hard problem. I probably have to sleep on it. Alright, until next time. I think that's gonna be it. Take it easy. Bye.